guys, so today we have this scene, and it's a simple scene also, just a pose, posing the robot, and after posing the robot is doing some traditional animation to create this mess that is happening here on the ground, which is all this crowd, people running around, this car crashing, and that's a problem that we are going to solve, or a challenge that we're going to solve on another video. In this video, we're going to focus on just posing these robots and yeah, getting closer to the animatic. So let's go. First of all, as I always do, I divide my process in three simple steps. One is a blocking pass in which I just grab my rig and move it around, and then on top of that I design, or I do a draw over and I design my pose. And number three, I polish. I grab this design and I polish, I move in all the deformers and all the parts of the characters to achieve the same lines, the same shapes that I established on this design pass. So that will be it. I already set up the scene, and what I'm going to do right now is just moving this dude around until I get what I want. Also, first of all, this character is tilting, oopsie, is tilting forward, so I'm grabbing all the character poop, tilting forward. This is a thumbnail. This is a thumbnail for the layout or for the background, and I'm using this as reference for size relationship between the city and the characters, and also when animating the characters around, like the crowd characters. This will be very useful. Listen, I also like the way the hands are like this, and what else? I can grab all of these and boop, do something like this. Boop. Listen, actually this is going to be a super simple pose, so let's see how much we can get done on this video. So here I'm moving a bit the deformers, just a bit. What is this? Wait, let me block all of these things that I don't need. This is the bot. So I'm hiding the bot. I'm hiding all the parts that I don't need. And moving things around just so everything makes sense. What is this? Ah, the other arm. Do I need the other arm? Yes, I need the other arm. So I have these visual pegs, or these handles that I created to be able to easily select all of these pieces and move these pieces around. Awesome, and you will see how we will sell this sense of perspective just by moving some lines around. Here, these, yeah, so I'm going to take these lines and just start curving them towards this side. So I'm saying, or I'm visually communicating, that this arm is coming closer to the camera. And same thing with these other lines, just curving these lines towards that side, so I'm visually communicating that this arm is coming closer to camera. Awesome. And here too. Boom, 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 boom. Again, I'll say no that my final step is the polish. I'm just roughly moving those things, and eventually I will put more attention if needed. If it's looking good, then I don't have to waste too much time there. Then these eyes, the face in general, I would like to be more over there. This could be something like this. Also, because on the previous scene, this robot was looking through the window. Awesome. Here on this other one, as it is going into the other direction, away from camera, I'm turning these lines this way. Awesome. That's it. That's it. And now I'm going to do the design pass, in which I'm going to draw on top of this to design the hands, design the silhouette. So let's look at this. I'm taking here this blue color, and with this blue color I'm just going to start drawing over. So I'm going to draw over here, boom, boom, cool. This comes like this. This comes here like this. The butt, of course, we have to draw the butt. And now, here, this arm should be a little bit more up in this way. So we're having something like this. And the hands, we can have this angle on the hands, I can have that angle on the hands, and we can, let me push these ends a bit more outside so it's not tangenting here. Here, I want these hands to be like open, so I can create some flow on the shapes in this way, just trying to uh, trying to put everything within a single shape and then breaking that shape into smaller parts. For this one, the thumb could be something like this. For this one, the flow from the palm here to the finger could be like this, something like this. Maybe I can, yeah, instead of making all of this inside of one shape, I can just make these two instead of one simple shape. So this could be something like this. There you go. So these two belongs inside of the same shape, and this one here have its own individual shape and flow within itself. Amazing. You know what? Now this rough helps me as a base to see what I like and what I don't like from here, and I'm just changing the color and drawing a new hand on top because I want this hand to feel more open. So this is the palm. Actually, a bit smaller. There you go. I want to open this hand a little bit. So now I am just freehanding the hand. Something like this. Yes. Maybe this pinky a bit down. There you go. Something like that will work. And now I'm considering the silhouette that this thumb and this arm is giving me, comparing also with this palm shape. So I'm considering all of that. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. This line could be around here. This line could be around there. You know, the silhouette of this thumb with that arm is bothering me a bit. So I'm starting moving things around until I like. Now I also, you know what? I like this hand here. So this is me wasting time. This could be my, easily, this could be my hand. This could be something like this. And this could be something like this. So I like this more than the hand that I created there. So get out of here, get out of here. We tried something different from the animatic. I didn't like it. So I have the freedom right now to push that and to create something different. So let's reduce the color and let's polish this. Let's polish this. Something like this. And here we come like this. Awesome. Now we have the index here, up, and I'm just trying to use simple lines. A C, a straight, or an I, and here another C. I'm always using C as I when drawing my lines. And this is an example of how I use that rule, that theory, whatever it is. I feel it, I like to see it as tools, just as tools, like a tool belt that you have, and you have different tools. One of the tools that I love to use is the CSI concept of drawing lines. Amazing, I love this. Now, where's the horizon line? This is very important, even though this is super flat. The horizon line is around here. The horizon line is around here, and if I were to draw a vanishing point from here, something like this to this, this will give me a clue of like how can I place this other arm in perspective, and I can do something like this. Maybe I can do something like this, and this will work. It's just super fast trying to place this arm in perspective. There you go. how is it I post these? Okay, maybe the pinky there, the pinky there. I'm going to do like a rough pass of the hand, and on top of that rough pass, I will put this arm in a model. What about forget about the perspective there? Let's try something different. This is what I do. I just go around until something makes sense, but also considering some perspective rules so it makes sense with the other arm. Yeah. So in this rough sketch, I was able to find something interesting, and I'm going to design the hand within that interesting thing that I found there. So this line will taper towards this side. The arm thickness will make this arm cone be like hidden behind this other arm here. And here we can have the palm of the robot being like this. The palm of the robot being like this. And here we have the thumb. Here we have the index. Here we have the middle finger and the pinky. There you go. Looks better. I want to make this a bit more flat. So I can do something like this maybe. Yeah, that will work. I can taper this line a bit more towards the inside. And make this line something like this. So this palm overlaps here this. So we're having this shape, and the negative space between this body and this arm is beautiful. Awesome. Now I should find a rhythm for the fingers, so I have more of a clean shape. And there you go. Just by adding these lines on top, I'm able to group all of this within a big shape. Oopsie. It's working. This is straight, yeah. All of the rest is totally okay. I can maybe reveal a bit of the other leg here, just to create a little bit more sense of volume. And I can make this part of the character a bit smaller so it's not going through the ground. So wait, if this is like the plane in which my character exists, and this is the center line, this is like the center. I'm drawing an X here, and this is the center. Then this part of this character should end around there. There you go. This is where it should end. Maybe this thing just crashed on the middle of a car or something. Well, we can find those things later. But other than that, this is the draw over. This is the part number 2 of my process in which I design, and just going around and cleaning some stuff, being like, okay, I want this line to still, instead of being tilting that way, I want it to be around this character. So I'm drawing a circle here around the shape, and now I'm selling this sense of perspective. Oh, this character is grounded there. Also, we have this like here, we have something like this here, and yeah, that's okay. I can polish this line to make this a bit straight. There you go. That's a pose. Let's go here, double click on the layer and go to advanced. It normally comes here in transform, but I go all the way to advanced, and then I reduce the opacity here instead of putting like a transparency node because it's too much work. And then here I enable animation off, so I can bring this draw over towards the front. I bring this draw over towards the front. Oopa, come on. So there you go. I think there is. Oh, okay, the opacity. I reduced the opacity too much. Let me Command Z so that thing is not that big and I'm not losing all the volumes. Awesome. So here, advance. Oop, there you go. Now this is the funny part. Well, actually, it's boring. It's just grabbing all of these parts and matching the that thing that I drew. I can make this larger. And for the hand, I'll create a new hand drawing. I'll go to my airfryer colors, and on my airfryer colors, I will start cleaning this. So for this, I'm going to use the solid brush. There you go. I'm looking here at the properties and the smoothing. I will increase the smoothing to make my life super easy. I'll draw amazing line here, another amazing line here, another spectacular line over here, and another line here. And as you can see, for when I clean, I go through the lines, I go all the way like crazy, and then I start cutting the parts in the middle. And one of the shortcuts that I have set up is that if I hold T, see how my line from the brush changes into a lasso tool, but that lasso tool is actually a cutter. This cutter tool over here, and that cutter, where's that thing? This cutter tool. And I set up that file to enable when I hold and press T. And in that way, I don't have to change the tool while I draw. I can only hold T, and that thing will make the job of cutting those things. Now, as I know this will have the same rhythm, I'm making one line for both of these fingers and adding these lines in the middle to create each individual shape. What? Yes, there you go. See? So we create some asymmetry here between the index and the other fingers. And what I'm going to do now is come in here to my colors and looking for the palm color, which is this one, and then we're having the finger colors here, pam, 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 and there you go. That hand is done. And I'm coming here to this other one, moving things around, Oopa, moving things around like this, Pumba, Tuki, a bit smaller, something like that. Awesome. And I'm also scaling this arm down, so the line thickness also reduce a bit, and that also helps me sell that these arms that have a thicker outline is coming towards the camera because is have a thicker outline. Awesome. So, oop, and then I'm coming here, brush tool, and start drawing this hand. Boop, boop. Amazing. And then here again, also creating these rhythms and making one line for all of this, and eventually using the cutter tool to create the peeling shapes that I want. And boom. Awesome. Pam 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 pam. Oopa. Awesome. And then I get rid of all of this here. And this. Whoop. There you go. And now I'm going to paint the palm with this color and the fingers with this color. Boop. I'm sending it behind, and now because I'm not animating this dude, I can grab some stuff around and modify here. I can break the rig as I want here, and because I rigged this character, I know how to break it, and I know how to screw up with this rig. So wait. Boop. Now you know what? Let's make this arm smaller. Oopsie. And this hand bigger, because I want those lines to overlap. Oopa. Bigger. I want those lines to overlap. Awesome. Awesome. And now I'm just coming here and cleaning those lines. Amazing. There you go, we have the arms and the hands posed out. Then I'm grabbing this shape here and polishing this shape. Polishing this shape. What is that is this is cutting there? All of this little stuff. So I'm right now on the third step of polishing and just making sure everything is working properly. Why it's not revealing that line over there? Maybe it's this. Yes, it's this. Oop. Also, and then I'm grabbing this line and moving around trying to get the exact same curvature that I get for the draw on the draw over. Something like that is okay. Where's the other leg? So I created these handles to grab the legs. But wait, what is this thing doing around here? No, all good. Let me clean these lines so everything feels clean and smooth. Beautiful. Now this leg comes here. Oop, I can make this leg a bit smaller. I can make the leg a bit smaller. And send it behind. And now it's making that weird thing there with the pants because of this cutter, which I can just get rid of, and that's it. Whoop, disappear. I don't want to see you, never again. And then I put this and then I squash this. See, just moving stuff around. This is the boring part. Just being careful and cleaning all of those lines. Poop, poop, straight here, straight here, straight here. Amazing. I hope this is not distorting that shape. No. It's killing completely this shape. So I'm going to be less destructive and moving this thing around. No, let me see why this shape is doing this to me. So what I can do instead is grabbing all of this and move these together like this. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. Boom, boom, boom. Something like this. Awesome. And then this comes towards the front. Oopsie. I'm getting used to working with the iPad on Top Boom Harmony. So, oopsie. Sometimes I select some things accidentally, making me go mad. I'm going to cheat that part and leave it there. And leave it there. And other than that, that's it. That's the pose for this dude. This is the pose for this dude. Actually, I think that part is going across. Let me move down a bit. Yeah. Don't tell anyone that I'm doing this. Maybe. Let me see if I can make this work. Something like this. This is me hiding the things that I made wrong during the reading process. There you go. Solved. I just have to massage these deformers a bit until I get the shapes that I want. Solved. Solved. It's not exactly the same, but I don't care, it's almost the same. There you go. I'm sick. There you go. I enable these throwers and then I enable the render view, and that's the pose. That's the pose. And the next video, on the next video, we're going to be adding all the crowd characters, the car crashing and all of that. But before that, I have to do some research and looking for reference. Wait. Something is not looking right here. And see, sometimes when I stop recording is when I start looking at all of these things that are not working well. And I'm like, oh shoot. So here, the way that these underpants work here should be this way, not that way. Henry, how you know that? I don't know. It's just, if I were to draw here like this panty stuff, and this will have that angle, and we'll go around that. If I were to draw here like a cube, and I were to make these like panties, the legs will come out from here, the legs will come out here from here like this, and creating this shape like this. So the angle in general, every time, even though I'm drawing the hips or the volume of the hips in different ways, all of this first option and the second option is telling me, hey, this base, this base in which the legs is attached, the angle goes in that way. And just doing this draw over here is like, oh poop, it actually works. And that's why I just made a new draw over, and I was like, oh yeah, now it's looking well. But if I were to find the explanation or the reason why, this is the reason why. At the moment, I didn't thought about it, but now just to explain to you why I came up with this being the correct way of deforming or creating the shapes here, is because I had those things in the back of my mind. That's why live drawing is so important, guys. That's why doing live drawing and learning to draw is so important. There you go. And then I just take all of these things, move them up. Beautiful. But this line also should be around here. Wait, this leg, come here for a bit. I want to grab other things for here. Awesome. There you go. Turn off this. Look at here. Opa. All of this crazy stuff that is happening here I have to clean. Wait. Yeah, beautiful. Pop. There you go. Now it's making sense. Also, I had to clean this part here. Beautiful. That's it. This is the pose. See this beautiful negative space here? Pam, 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 pam. This shape. All of those things are things that I always look for. Let me just make this a bit wider so it's not tangenting in this part, but I'm leaving a gap there, and that'll make the work. Awesome. Then I have to clean this. Beautiful. A bit of a messy workflow, but if no one knows, if no one sees that, all good. And then poop. Actually, you know what? This finger a bit up so it's not touching. This is me being super picky, but this is where the polishing pass is about. Is looking at all of those little places in which I can create a better silhouette, a better negative space, and just trying to double check if there's no any tangent at all, and that will make your work, or it will make this scene or this work better. Awesome. Hope you like this video. Next video, let's work on the crowd characters and all the mess that is going to happen there, which is going to imply that I have to design characters, design the car, and animate all of that stuff, and also finding a way of how can I optimize my workflow, my process, so I can achieve that but not burning and killing myself during the process. There you go. Hope you like this video. See you next time. Bye. Yeah.